isn't always innocent. Sometimes, a painting looks back. That's what I tell myself now, though back then, I laughed at the idea. I was a visual arts researcher, trained to think in data, pigment analysis, brushstroke psychology. My work was about how art manipulates emotion, how color and shadow could influence the mind. Curses were fairy tales, myths, until I met them. It began with "The Hands Resist Him." I'd seen the photo countless times online. The boy, the doll, and the door of reaching hands behind them. I always thought it was amateur surrealism, overhyped by ghost forums. But when I saw it in person, something in the air changed. The gallery was empty, the lights buzzed faintly, and yet I felt watched. The child's eyes, they weren't painted, they were present. There was a stillness in the room, too deliberate to be silence. Then, from the edge of my vision, the tiniest flicker, the movement of one of those pale hands behind the glass. I told myself it was fatigue. I'd been working too long, reading too much folklore. Still, my heart raced as I turned to speak to the curator. But he wasn't there. No one was. Only my own reflection in the glass and that boy's fixed stare. That night, I dreamt he stood outside my apartment door, clutching the wooden doll from the painting. His eyes were hollow, and something pressed against the door from the other side. Hundreds of hands, smearing shadow across the light. I woke with a scream just as I heard a heavy crack. In the morning, the painting's frame, the one hanging in my study, had fallen to the floor. The nail still intact. No draft, no tremor, just the sound of splintered wood and silence. I should have stopped there, but curiosity is the oldest curse of all. A week later, I began researching another infamous work, The Crying Boy. I'd read the legends, houses burning to ash, families losing everything except that painting. Always the same face, always untouched by flame. I obtained a copy for analysis. It arrived wrapped in brown paper, its varnish faintly yellowed with age. When I unwrapped it, shivering, the room grew colder. That night, I noticed it first. The smell of smoke. Just a trace, sweet and metallic. I checked the stove. Nothing. Then, my fire alarm started to beep. Short, broken gasps of sound before it went dead. That's when I heard it, a wheezing breath. At first, I thought it was coming from the vent, until it sighed. A low human moan, close enough to fog the back of my neck. I turned, and for the briefest second, I saw it. A shadow, shaped like a small child, its head bowed. The faint reflection of tears glimmered in the glass of the painting. I threw it out before dawn, left it beside the dumpster behind the archives, and didn't look back. But even without it, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, the boy's tear-streaked face hung behind my lids. Every creak of the floorboards made me flinch. Every flicker of light felt like a blink I hadn't made. Now, weeks later, the disturbances haven't stopped. At night, I hear the faint crackle of fire, like wood struggling to breathe. Sometimes footsteps, other times soft tapping, as if small fingers press from behind the wall. Yesterday morning, I found something new in my studio. A canvas. I didn't paint it. I don't even remember buying it. But there it was, on my easel, half finished. A child's outline, faint and ghostly. The brushstrokes, not mine. And behind him, shapes, hands. I haven't been able to bring myself to destroy it because part of me is terrified it might scream. So, I'll ask you the same question that's haunted me since this began. Do you believe that some paintings can see the ones who look at them? And if one were placed before you, would you stare or look away before it looks away from you?